So here we go with some more thoughts of mine on the whole new thing that's been going on here with Black Ops 3 as far as things being added to supply drops, new weapons. You know, a lot of people out there talking about the Awakening DLC, how they didn't like it, how it added skill-based matchmaking. There's just so many things going on with this game right now, so many things to talk about, so I'm going to try to touch on them as much as possible. Each one of those topics here in this commentary. We'll see how it goes. This is going to be a long one, so again, I do not edit these commentaries. I got to get it all with one take, so let's get down to it, shall we? Welcome to my Call of Duty gaming channel. I am Nessinator. Now, the background gameplay that you guys are going to be watching here in this commentary is me using the M8 in a game of Safeguard here on the map Havoc. Now, I'm using the M8 without any attachments here in the beginning. Now, I do switch off and use the KN-44 a little bit later in the game. And this is a pretty big gameplay. I drop, I think, 66 kills in this gameplay, so you can see by my score streaks there, not many lethal score streaks except for the HCXD, and obviously I'm not doing a lot of killing with those little things. I do get one here and there. So most of these are gun kills, and I think you guys will enjoy that gameplay here in the background as we get into what's going on with Black Ops 3. You know, a lot of people out there have their opinions on what's going on with Call of Duty in general. How we are now seeing this emergence of supply drops and how it's affecting the game and how people feel it's turning to a pay-to-win type system. And of course this all started with AW, and I want to talk a little bit about how AW was, you know, versus Black Ops 3. Now, I really feel that with Advanced Warfare, they got the whole supply drops thing wrong. And the reason I say that is because I felt like that was really a pay-to-win type system, Advanced Warfare, more than anything. The reason why is because the guns that you unlocked in those supply drops were all better variants or better guns than the base variants, the base guns that you got in the game. Yeah, there were some in there that weren't as good, you know, but more or less everybody wanted the guns in the supply drops because they were better than the base models. And as soon as you do that, as soon as you make it where, you know, these supply drops give you better guns than the guns you start off with, it's going to be a pay-to-win style game. And that's why I think Advanced Warfare did extremely wrong in their model. But it was, in all fairness, the first attempt at supply drops here in the Call of Duty franchise. So that may be some of the reasons why, you know, it didn't work out that well in the beginning. Hopefully, you know, as they continue to do this with each Call of Duty title, they get better and better at it. Because I think this is here to stay. You know, a lot of people, of course, already knew this. You know, as much money as Sledgehammer made with advanced supply drops, I mean, that changed the game right there for Activision. And now supply drops are going to be here to stay in every Call of Duty title. And it's not just an Activision decision. All the other studios, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, Sledgehammer, they all know now that this is where they're making the real money. These microtransactions are here to stay. You know, I'm just curious to see how far it goes. You know, I think this is just the beginning. This is just the tip of the iceberg of this new business model for gaming. And I got a feeling that, you know, in time, a lot of these games are going to be a lot cheaper to buy the base variant, and it's all going to be about microtransaction DLC. It's all going to be about buying individual guns, buying camos, buying $2 here, $3 here, $5 there, $10 here. And I brought this up in the last commentary, but it's very similar to the game Warframe. And I think these games out there are trying out this new style where they let you download the game for free, or else they charge you a really small fee, you know, 10 to 20 bucks, sometimes 30 bucks to buy the game. And then if you really want to experience the game, you're going to have to start buying all these add-ons, all this DLC. And that's when the game becomes more expansive and you can do a lot more things and really enjoy it for what it is. And I got a feeling that's where games are going nowadays, because they can make a lot more money per individual if they're all buying, you know, their own DLC for their own characters or for their own weapons. I mean, that's where the money's at, man. So, I mean, we could sit here and gripe about it and say how bad this is, and it, you know, it sucks, but it all comes down to we did this to ourselves. You know, if people weren't out there spending these hundreds and thousands of dollars on YouTube, you see them on YouTube, but it happens, I'm pretty sure, with people off YouTube as well, that buy all these supply drops just to, you know, get a wrench, just to get a butterfly knife, just to get brass knuckles. I mean, it was crazy when Black Ops 3 first had their DLC, not DLC, their supply drops available for purchase, their COD points, how people went out there and just splurged on COD points. All these, big openings, and there was other people out there again that are not on YouTube buying all these COD points just to get a wrench, just to get a butterfly knife, just to get brass knuckles, camos, cosmetic stuff. And that just kind of further pushes their agenda for changing these games up and making it more about microtransactions. We're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot, and if people are going to continue to support this style of business, then they're going to push forward with it, and I think this is here to stay. But anyways, with Black Ops 3, a lot of people out there are saying that they lied to us, that they said that this was going to be all cosmetic, they weren't going to have any kind of weapon variants or anything like that. Now, they did say they were not going to have weapon variants in their supply drops, and to their, defense, this is not weapon variants. These are new weapons. Now, do I think this is a pay-to-win style system here with Advanced Warfare, that we had in Advanced Warfare, now here in Black Ops 3? No, I don't. And the reason why is because the weapons that have so far, have come out with these supply drops in Black Ops 3 are not game-changing. They really are not. I mean, the first ones we had were, again, the brass knuckles, the wrench, and the butterfly knife, which were just reskinned melee weapons. Your combat knife does the same thing. One hit, one kill. Okay, so that wasn't a big deal. Now they're kind of getting more loose, and now they added a few more one-hit melee weapons. Of course, you got the sword now, the Fury Song, which I think is really cool. It's interesting. Again, it's not a weapon that breaks the game. It's purely cosmetic, and it's out there just for fun and I guess for trolling, because you're not going to win a game with a sword, okay? You're not going to be changing the whole pace of a game with a sword. You're just not. It's just going to be one of those things that you use it for fun. The same thing with the Marshall 16 one-shot pistol. Now, I'm sure this can be annoying. It's probably as annoying as the RW1 one-shot railgun pistol was in Advanced Warfare. It's the same thing, again, but it didn't change the game. It didn't change anything. It was, again, it pissed you off. It felt like you were getting trolled because you'd be dumping on some guy and he gets off one lucky shot and you're dead. But there's already a ton of one-shot kill weapons in this game. So one more, it really doesn't feel like it makes that big of a difference. The crossbow, again, it's one of those weapons that it probably takes a lot of skill, or at least a lot of time learning how to use correctly for it to even be effective. More or less, you're still not going to go out there and get a 50, 60 kill TDM with it, so it's not changing anything in that aspect as well, and I don't feel like that's a pay-to-win type of weapon either. Now, you come down to the AR, the one that everybody's talking about. Everybody's like, oh, this is what's changing everything, which is the MX Garand, a reskin model of a weapon from World at War, the M1 Garand. And I honestly believe that this is just kind of a different version of the Shiva, I want to say, but from what I've seen, I haven't even unlocked this weapon yet. I haven't gotten any supply drops, so I haven't used it. I haven't gotten any of these, but just from the gameplay that I've seen, I'm going off on all that to make these kind of judgment calls here. It looks like a fun weapon to use, don't get me wrong. It looks like it melts. It looks like it's a fun, tactful weapon to use. It's good for head glitches and playing slow and using long lines of sight. But we already have weapons like that in this game. The Shiva is one of them. The XR2 is one of them. The M8 is another one. So, I'm pretty sure if a person's using an M8 going against the MX Garand, it's pretty much an even fight. It's another weapon added to the game, but it's not game breaking. It's not a stronger weapon than any of the base variants or the base models that we've already gotten in this game. And I think that's the big difference, and that's why this is not a pay to win style system yet. When the game turns to a style where you have to start buying your guns, maybe they don't even become available in supply drops, but you have to buy the game, and maybe an AK costs $5, a VMP costs $5, and all these guns have their individual price, and it just depends on which ones you want to buy, then yes, then it would feel more like a pay-to-win style system. Hopefully it never gets that far. I'm thinking that they'll always keep it kind of with this lottery system of supply drops, because it not only adds an element of chance and gambling, and it's a lot better for them money-wise, for people to go out there and not have any guarantees of getting these weapons, and you're basically paying to gamble. That's what it is, and they're taking advantage of that. It's just, man, it's one hell of a business idea. Really smart by Activision, what they're doing with this whole supply drop system, and it's going to make them a ton of money. I'm sure whoever came up with this has just been promoted and has gotten a big bonus check and everything like that. But anyways, I really do want to know what you guys feel down in the comment section below. Again, these are just my opinions. I don't think it's a pay-to-win style system. I don't think these weapons are game-breaking. I don't, as of yet. You know, I think they add something fun to the game still. You know, I still think there's a lot of other choice weapons to use over the ones they're giving us. So again, you know, I don't think it's advanced warfare. I don't think it's that bad yet. But I definitely want to know what you guys feel and what you guys think. And I'm going to try to make sure that I get you guys a supply drop opening video to see if I get any of these weapons soon. The next stats video I will put up actually is already pre-recorded, so I already did supply drop openings on that one. It won't have anything new in it, but the one after that should, and we'll be hunting for all of these new weapons, and hopefully I can get some gameplays with them as well. You know, I'll definitely try to get some gameplays with the awkward ones like the sword, the Marshall pistol if I can get it. Things like that would be fun to get gameplays with, so we'll see. But what I'm going to close out with in this commentary is a few closing thoughts here on the Awakening DLC. Now, I've seen a lot of reviews, a lot of people giving their different opinions, and a lot of varying opinions on the new maps. A lot of people don't like them. Some people feel that skill-based matchmaking was added into the game during this DLC patch. Now, of course, I haven't played the new maps yet. I'm looking forward to playing them. I'm an Xbox One player, so I have to wait a few more weeks. But, you know, in the end, man, I'm all about getting the DLC because I'm all about playing new maps and just making sure the game doesn't get stale for myself. So when the Awakening DLC does come out, you will see some of that gameplay coming out of this channel, of those new maps. But, you know, in the end, dude, if it added skill-based matchmaking, I'm not a stranger to skill-based matchmaking. I played Advanced Warfare for its entire year, and, you know, I got used to it after a while, but I really do not think that skill-based matchmaking was added here in Black Ops 3. I just think that the amount of people, or the people that do buy the DLC, are probably the more seasoned players. You know, you get a lot of people out there that bought this game just because of advertising. They were curious about playing Black Ops 3. A lot of new players probably to the Call of Duty franchise that are not going to buy the map packs. And the people that are going to buy the map packs are the more seasoned players. And that's probably why people are feeling like they're playing a bunch of tryhards and sweats. But hey, my recommendation to you is get online with some friends, man, and sweat back. I don't know. You know, either adapt, overcome, or get left behind. In the end, guys, thanks for all your views, subscribes, and likes. This is Nessinator saying I appreciate it all, and I'm out.